Slime Rancher, the cozy game where we follow the tale of Beatrix LaBelle, a young rancher who sets out for life 1,000 light years away from Earth on the far range, where she tries her hand at making a living wrangling slimes. I also beat the game in less than 100 days, but you're gonna have to watch on how I did that. It involves inhumane conditions. Sit back, grab something to drink, and enjoy 100 days of Slime Rancher. Day 1. Getting straight to the game, we are introduced to our first day as Beatrix on the new farm. Get our introduction to the keys quickly moving. Vacuum for items and carrots. Tutorial on feeding slimes by shooting food at them.
Looks like meat's back on the menu.
Found our first slime and gave him a carrot. Look how happy he is. Once he's done eating, he pops out a plort. Looks like we can then sell the plorts for money. These little boxes are called corrals, and we can house our slimes here so they ain't just roaming free. Every time we vac something new, looks like our Slimepedia is updated. Hen, twice as tasty. Sell a couple more plorts and that's the entire tutorial. Time to experiment and explore. Love how slimes just plop out of the ground to spawn. Found a new slime, the rock slime. Look at these guys go. Finding this bone on the ground looks to reveal the surrounding area. Learned a little about tabby slimes and found my first note from H, who talks about the cave system being sealed off and to calm the slime inside, bring some food. Look at these big pink guys. Too bad the cave is locked by some door. Found another note, this time talking about why he bought the far range and feeling stuck in the same place. Found my first Gordo, these guys will be reported later on. With another locked door, found time to head back to the farm. Sold some plorts and then read some of the mail that came in. One from Casey asking how the farm is and our trip, and one from the 7Z Corporation welcoming us to the farm and to be cautious. Fed the pink slimes I had, took another look at the upgrades mentioned, and went to bed.
Upgrades, people! Upgrades!
Next day, checked on everyone, and off to explore we go. Found this note from Hobson Twigglers, aka H, who seems to be the old owner of this ranch. He left these notes around for us to find and to give us some advice once in a while. Added another corral for some rock slimes. Gorders are essentially big slimes that usually drop some resources, hide a teleporter, or hold a key. You just gotta feed them enough to gain access, but with my limited resources, we will come back to him. Met our first tar slime, which are evil slimes that eat other slimes and us, if given the chance. Since we have no way to deal with them, it's time to run. Built my first garden that automatically grows fruit for me.
Nice.
Got some mail from Thora West, who explains she's a longtime rancher and that the Range Exchange is now open. The Range Exchange is a trading network where we can trade resources for other resources. Seems simple enough. Look at that, our first look at Thora. Looks like she wants some slimes and fruit. In exchange, we get some money. So off to collect some slimes and this new cube fruit. With day 3 rolling around, still need a few pieces for Thora. First exchange completed. Another corral for some tabby slimes. Tabbies eat chickens. Good thing I've been collecting a lot of them. Added some high walls just so they can't jump out. Found a slime called the Lucky Slime, guessing based on the Lucky Cat. Giving him food gives us money, so he's a good boy. Unfortunately, he disappears quite quickly. Hopefully we will see more of him soon. Decided it would be a good time to start feeding the Gordos. Would you look at that, he pops out a bunch of slimes. Back at my ranch, read some mail from Victor Humphreys, who seems to be a scientist experimenting on the surrounding environment to learn more about slimes. Pretty simple request from him, but we will have to wait till night for the phosphor slimes. Seems these larger slimes are called Largo slimes, and we can carry them around. Look at all these chickens. Read a letter from Casey, who bought a cactus from a plant shop we used to run and hopes we are doing good on the range. Bought our first silo and deposited some extra food I've been holding. After taking care of my slimes on the ranch, I decided to use that key we got earlier on the door at the end of the scary bridge. Doing so unlocks the moss blanket. Finding a note from Hobson, he says it's an ancient jungle sorts of biome. Got a new slime called a hunter slime. Found a new fruit called a mint mango. Seems like a pretty peaceful area with little slimes called honey slimes. At the end of the mossy blanket, we get a teleporter to get back quickly. Through the hunter slimes with the tabbies, since they both eat chickens. Which resulted in some tabby hunter largos. So feeding a largo results in both parts of the mix being released. Made another corral for my honey slimes, then met Ogden the farmer. Just gotta collect some fruits and veggies for him. Got a couple of boom slimes while looking for fruits and veggies. Boom slimes require meat, so my chicken requirements have grown. So when you unlock a new place, it seems the plorts for that area open up also. Gaining money is now a lot easier. Taking a look around, looks like I can eventually unlock the lab with enough money. The grotto is a lot cheaper though. We also got the overgrowth eventually. Made some honey boom slimes. With Ogden's request completed, introduced to the Briar chickens. Then bought the overgrowth. With the extra space, we have more room for chickens. Bought the water tank upgrade, which now allows me to get rid of tar slimes and water the garden. It's a mail that came in from Mochi Miles, a plort seller who will ask for plorts. Remembering old memories with Casey. For the silo, you can buy additional storage. Reading another note from H, he made this area hoping for some hunter slimes. Seems the overgrowth connects to the docks. Also got a side area of slimes to visit. Another note saying how H would come here and think. Meeting Mochi seems we get a lot from just helping her. Bought the jetpack and the pulse wave. Collected a puddle slime. Look at this flat boy.
Damn, boy, he's thick!
So with the chicken coops, you can buy upgrades for them to make them grow bigger and faster. Gathering some of my chickens up, I started feeding the tabby goater next to the bridge. Once popped, he reveals his teleporter back to the ranch, so now I gotta way around faster. I then meet Bob. Bob likes chickens. Bob is a bunch of slimes in a trench coat. Gotta love it. While exploring the overgrowth, I found this side place with a note from H saying to be careful and you're gonna need a few upgrades. Made a pond so I can hold those puddle slimes. Look at my money rise with these plorts.
Give me the money!
While exploring the side area next to the overgrowth, I found another tabby gordo. Time to feed him. Looks like this area is blocked by another gate, but I'm guessing it leads back to the area I've already been to. I then purchased the grotto, which is a little cave system with a teleporter at the end. Can't go through it yet, but it will eventually come up. Read a note from H talking more about his thoughts on what to do with life. Finished off feeding the tabby gordo and we get teleported to this little island. Nothing really notable on the island except this pink gordo and we gain another key. We got a letter from the 7Z Corporation. Essentially, if we have a lot of money, we can give it to them and receive ranch upgrades along with customization options. Too bad all my money is going to running and upgrading the ranch. Following H's recommendation, I throw a bunch of phosphor slimes inside the cave and let them roam free. I of course set up a couple gardens for them so I don't have to feed them. Bought the tank booster upgrade. Going back to the mossy area, I went to the right and found the slime door. I of course unlock it since we got that key lying around and happened upon this big door that's also locked. Just taking a look around, it looks like I need to put the plorts of the associated slime inside the statues to unlock the door. Doesn't sound too difficult, but I currently don't have access to all these different ones, so we will have to come back to this place at a later time. Found another note from H and he talks about being in love and how it changes you. So remember that dangerous area that H said you will need a few upgrades? Well, while exploring the area, I found a hunter gordo sitting on a mushroom. Got to come back to him since I have no chickens to feed him. The range exchange now allows us to pick which request to do. Look at my cave slime to feed. Now I just have to suck up the plorts easily.
Give me the money!
Day 9, another letter from Casey, talking about another old memory about hiking. Also checked out the 7Z Rewards Club and how much it costs. So if you read the Slimepedia about the puddle slimes, it says you can't have more than 4 together. That little red mark on their faces means there's too many. But the Power Core Mark II, then unlock the dock. Another note from H, this time talking about the sea. Then gathering a bunch of chickens, it was time to feed the Hunter Gordo. Another key obtained and some stuff. I threw the stuff in the saddle since I have no idea what they are used for. Give it up for day 10. Added nutrient soil to the cave farms. Was even able to bonk a gold slime for a gold port. Went through that small cave system nearby and unlocked the door within. With it, we now have access to the Indigo Quarry. Read another note from H about meeting her and how it changed him. Find a rock Gordo. Unlock the map of the area. New vegetable called Oka. Another note from H about some hot springs he found. While exploring caves, came upon another note from H. This time he's making a gift for Thora. The crystal slimes will have to live inside the cave for now, just like their natural environment. Ogden wants to form a partnership of sorts. On his property, he's got a piece with some feral slimes that are home to a rare fruit he likes. We now have access to his land, called Ogden's Retreat. Talking to Ogden more, we learn that the slimes are actually saber slimes, and he wants us to collect the Kukaduba fruit. In exchange for it, we get tofu. The tofu can be fed to slimes without them getting full. Seems easy enough. Did a quick run of collecting some fruit. Got some of that spicy tofu. Okay, I've been slowly working on opening that big gate we found earlier. And kept some of these rad plorts just for that reason. Time to open the big gate. The big gate was holding the ancient ruins. Reading H's notes spread around, even he was fascinated with this place, and it also holds a secret. We even meet the Quantum Slime. We do reach the end of the ancient ruins only to be blocked by a door. Oh well, something to come back to. The Quantum Slimes will for now live in the cave. Completing another quest from Mochi, we are greeted by some mail with her wanting to do business with us. Also read some mail about Casey and the van. With enough money saved up, I finally unlocked the lab. Which holds the builder shop to unlock blueprints. The refinery where we can deposit plorts and materials, and lastly the fabricator. I essentially turned the dock area into just a farm, growing different vegetables and fruits. Also found this note inside the lab. H didn't like being cooped up on the farm and wanted to explore. Finally getting to visit Mochi's manor. Her home holds a very rare slime called the Quicksilver. All we gotta do is collect the plorts from these slimes and we get paid. Pretty simple, and we don't even have to collect the plorts. Her special tech will do it for us. To quickly explain how this minigame works, we gotta grab spark shots from the little platforms, which then allows us to feed the slimes running around and get their plorts. We can run through the rings to get extra time, and also sometimes we can find special shots on the track. Other than that, run around, shoot the slimes with energy, and get paid. Getting a quick tutorial on the lab. Getting enough money saved up, I bought the drone blueprint and I got some collecting to do. While collecting some rad slimes, I found this rock portal hidden away and fed up to pop, revealing a teleporter. Leading to a nearby island that holds a crystal Gordo. The rad slimes will for now live in front of the lab. Look at how fast my radiation increases with all of them together. Added a plort collector so I wouldn't have to manually get their plorts. Bought the Novice Apiary blueprint. Too bad I still need a lot of different plorts to make it. Bought the Heart Module, Air Drive Pulse Wave, and the Mark III. Big upgrade day. Decided to add some more Quantum Slimes to the ranch, although their phasing will soon change the cave. Just some foreshadowing. Upgraded my dock farms to the max farming potential with nutrient soil and sprinklers, then added upgrades to some of the corrals for easier management. With that out of the way, got some rock slimes to start collecting the rock plorts. Made them into pink rock largos. Look at how happy they look. With the phase slimes being able to get out of the corral, they started mixing with the phosphorus slimes and making these combos. Pretty soon these guys will overtake the cave. Made my first set of resource collectors. putting them down, and now we gotta wait. Another letter from Casey, remembering an old memory about New Year's. The cave is such a good moneymaker, gaining so many plorts. Once the collectors have finished, they spit out a bunch of different resources. Threw them into the refiner. Bought the treasure pod cracker, which allows me now to open these green pods. So satisfying collecting a bunch of plorts from the plort collector. A lot of my day now consists of taking care of my slimes, making money, and using collectors. Bought the pink teleporter, galactic fashion pod, the pink depot, the med station, and the hydro turret. Reading the Slimepedia about the extractors in certain areas, you can get rare resources. Reading this, I put some apiaries around the mosque blanket because I'm in need of wild honey for my drones. Made a couple of advanced drills, then bought the advanced apiary blueprint, slime ball hoop, slime stage, the pink slime lamp, and the fashion pod remover. Man, pink plorts get used up so fast when creating so many gadgets.
I'm broke!
Finally collected my apiaries, and we got some wild honey. One step closer to drones. Found a spoon gorder in the ruins, and now it's time to feed them chickens. Another key obtained, and now we can enter that big door beneath the ruins. Another note from H, who says it's a gateway of sorts. Looks like we need some of those yellow plorts to power them up. So quickly gather, then power, and away we go. We enter a new area called the Glass Desert. Found this plant bulb, but putting water on it doesn't do anything. Something to figure out later. Got a new slime called the Dervish Slime. Found a chicken called the Painted Chicken. A note from H talks about solar anomalies that can burn us. Found a Tangled Gordo that likes meat. Found also the map revealer. Then found this little hidden area where H talks about unlocking the desert. Couldn't figure it out, so we leave the room and get to experience our first solar anomaly. Really didn't do much this time, but we got some new fire slimes for ourselves. After the storm, we gotta go home now to drop off the new slimes. Look at these slimes make little tornadoes. Really wishing there was a way to get more inventory slots. Having 4 is very limiting. The Slimepedia can be so insightful when wanting to learn about the different slimes. I'm pretty glad that the developers decided to flesh it out, besides leaving it bare. For the fire slimes, they will eat ash from an incinerator. I then turned this beet farm into an incinerator. Eat that ash. Then spent some more money on blueprints. Bought the Treasure Cracker Mark II. Then made my first drone. So the plan for the drone was to keep it at the docks, then make it work bringing any crops to the silo. Unfortunately, the drone only works in the area it's placed, so that plan went out the window. So instead set them up near the lab to grab veggies and feed the slimes. For now, another email from Casey, this time talking about Africa. New advanced pump blueprint, and of course made a couple. I even started buying the 7Z rewards. Open up this treasure pod in the ancient ruins gave me the advanced Gordo snare. In the desert, I figured out that I need to put these rock ports into the statues, which then unlock the fountain. The fountain spits out ancient water, which then revives those flower seeds we've been seeing. So now we could bring a little life back into the desert. Completed a quest for Victor, which results in him opening his lab for us to do some work for him. His place is very labby. The work we will be doing for him is helping with his simulations. While developing his simulations, he developed glitch slimes, and he wants to study them. Pretty simple, go in, find them, and collect them. At some point I made this corral for the Mosaic and Tornado guys. Finally fabricated a teleporter so I can finally just teleport straight to the desert without having to take the long ass path. Finished feeding the Tangle Gordo, and now we have an easy way back. Found this Gordo at the very top, so had to start throwing a bunch of fruit in him. Had to come back later to finally pop him off. Used the slime key from him to open the path further into the desert. Another note from H talking about the glass sculptures we see around. Found another small puzzle I got to complete later on. Deposited my inventory and took care of the farm. Got the special mineral indigonium from the drill set up in the indigo quarry. Bought the last few schematics from the lab. Another mail from Casey about coming home and being honest about things not said. Bought a couple rewards club, which was able to give me access to the chroma packs. Now time to customize. Got some hot rod red like Iron Man. Found another Gordo, this time a phosphor Gordo, so gotta give him a bunch of fruit for a key. Then found the honey Gordo and got another key from him. Another letter from Casey, this time talking about London. Looks like she went to London and we opened up a slime ranch. While running through Indigo Quarry, I ran out of energy, fell, and then had to sleep it off. So pretty much slept through day 29. Waking up, it looks like my Gordo trap finally caught something. Thankfully had a bunch of extra food around, so giving him enough was easy enough. Some supplies and resources was the only thing he dropped. Bought the MK3 treasure cracker for 25k. Oof, big hit to our bank. Found the rad Gordo for another slime key. Another letter from Casey, talking about how things are getting easier, but still wishes us to be happy. More rewards club buying, which unlocked the slime toys, and now we can buy toys for our slimes to make them happy. So on an island near the mines, there's a crystal Gordo that we found earlier. Finally came back to him for another key. Continuing exploring the desert, I found more letters talking about how life is two choices. His two choices were to continue his exploring into the further reaches of space, or stay with Thora. In the end, he chose to stay with Thora, saying to let your heart choose sometimes. Once you reach the end of the desert and read the last note, you get a letter from Casey talking about another tour for her coming up and she's thinking about us. We then take a moment to reflect on our life and we are headed next. Cue the credits.
Oh, please don't say that you'll go. I do.
Very nice song, but copyrighted, so I'll just skip over it and back to the farm we go. Coming back, Hobson sends us a letter thanking us for taking care of his ranch, and he activated some vaults that hold some of his fortune. So maybe it will happen upon them. That's the end of the game, but there's still things to do on the farm. First, I gotta help the other farmers, then I also have to unlock all the 7Z rewards. So let's go. Skipping to day 47, we finally do enough of Mochi zapping to gain access to her area. which pretty much means more farm plorts. I decided to turn her area into a mosaic slime central. Adding bees to automatically feed the slimes, also added a market link so the drones can take the plorts to the market. Day 50, after helping Ogden enough, we gain a farm upgrade, which essentially allows us to grow more food in the same area for a small fee. Day 53, bought rank 22 costing 90k. After helping Victor enough, I was able to gain access to his lab as another area to raise slimes. So for Victor's area, I set up a bunch of tornado slimes since those plorts cost the most, set up a couple of farms and drones to run the area for me. Was also the day I bought rank 23 for 120k. Helped Ogden enough and now his area is open for us to use, but since my priority is completing the 7Z rewards, didn't set it up right away. Day 58, bought rank 24, then went to Ogden's and set up a couple of corrals and put some honey slimes around since I thought it would fit Ogden's theme-ish. Day 60, rank 25 for a whopping 150k. Day 61, rank 26 for another 150k. Day 63, rank 27. Day 64, we bought the last rank 28 and get a star mail from the 7Z Corporation thanking us for our commitment to the club, and they made a sizable donation to the International Association for Otter Awareness. Nice. With that finally done, we have done everything in Slime Rancher. What a fun 64 days that Slime Rancher has given us. From starting a new life to thinking about the choices we have made that brought us here. We have met some good folk along the way, and I can't wait to see what Slime Rancher 2 has in store for us. Most of all, thank you for watching the video and being here. Be sure to subscribe for my next video to be notified of it. If you enjoyed the video, give it that thumbs up and comment below on what you think of my 100 days in Slime Rancher. But if anything else, I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye for now.